All right, everybody. Good evening. My name is Shekhar. I'm the program director of the Business Analytics Online and Flex program here. I am joined by my colleague, Fatima Rad, who's the program manager for the cohort and online programs, business analytics programs, and welcome you all to the webinar for the registration for summer and fall 22. Now, the agenda is very simple. We'll take you through some of the basic things that you are required to do every semester at the start of the semester, and in fact, a few months before the semester begins. But our goal is to kind of acquaint you with the process that you'll employ in terms of registering for classes and what some of your first steps will look like. Now, this is not an orientation webinar, but we will get into that as we get close to the semester. But right now, our goal is to help you with the first semester courses that you will be taking. Now, all of you would have received an admit letter which talked about your prerequisites, program prerequisites. And unlike some of the other programs, you don't require to do anything before you start the program. Everything that is called as a program prerequisite needs to be done in the first semester. So a student in the business analytics program can have a max of 2 prerequisites, program prerequisites. The first one is the professional development course. Now, the professional development course is a 1-credit course, and it's not part of the 36 credits in the program. Similarly, another program prerequisite, which is not part of the 36 credits, is the foundation, the quantitative course in business analytics, which gives you a calculus background. Both these courses, 1 + 3 credits, is a program prereq. Now, if you are required to take these courses, you will see that listed on your admission letter. If it's not there, I mean, at least the professional development course would be there. But if the other one is not there, then you're not required to take it. So just look at your letters and then we'll make a determination from there. Now, the program prerequisites also can be waived off. So let's say that you have a calculus background, we'll not put it on your account to take that program prereq. So that's one way to get it waived. The professional development waiver can be obtained by submitting, and let me share my screen here and take you to the form directly to kind of show you how you can get it. So once you go to the Jindal website, and don't worry, you don't have to record these links or anything. We will do that for you on the email. We'll send it to you directly. But the advising and forms and MAS 6102. It's a 1-credit course. The criteria is that you are an experienced professional who has had 2+ years of corporate or professional work experience. That's the #1 way to get this waiver for the professional development course, which is for 1 credit. Okay, you've completed a professional internship for academic credit, and you should have completed this in the US within an undergraduate degree or a graduate degree. That's another way. You're a UT Dallas alumnus and should have completed a business communication or professional development course through your other program, or you're part of the full-time cohort, which doesn't apply to you. But again, in case you're doing this as a dual degree, that may apply to you as well. But mostly, if you have 2+ years of experience, you can waive it off. This is an online form. We'll put the link in the email that we send after this webinar. So if you feel that you meet one of the criteria, just submit this and you will be waived off. So you'll not be required to take it. But if you're required to take it, then that's something you'll do in the first semester. Secondly, talking about the curriculum. As you may have seen this in one of the previous webinars where we talked about how this is a 36-credit program, you have the ability to choose the number of courses that you want to take. There is no hard and fast rule that you must take a minimum number of credits. 1 course a semester is good enough to keep your academic standing active. The program is divided into 2 buckets, core and elective, and your core courses, irrespective of whether you're in a residential program or online program, remains the same. So the 6 courses that you have to take, generally students start with the advanced statistics course, the database course, or if you're taking advanced statistics and you want to add another course, that could be business analytics with R. Now, business analytics with R requires stats as a prereq or a coreq. How are these two different? A prereq is something that you must complete in a semester prior to the course that you intend to take. So for example, big data, one of your electives, requires database foundation as a prereq. You cannot take these two courses together. You must take the database foundation in a semester prior to the one where you're taking big data. However, Business Analytics with R has a prereq of stats, which means you can take it before, but that stats class can also be taken as a coreq, which means BA with R and advanced stats can be taken together in the same semester. Generally, people who start with two courses tend to take stats first because stats is kind of a prereq for most of your electives that you will take later on. So I would recommend start with stats or the database course if you just want to take one. And then if there is a second course that you want to take, BA with R is a good candidate for that. We also have some electives which don't have any prereq. So for example, data visualization is one example. Doesn't have a prereq, can be taken in the first semester. Or organizing for business analytics platforms. Now we will see when we go to Fatima to see what courses we have available for summer and fall. But I just wanted to kind of clarify how the prereqs and coreqs work. And these are course prerequisites, course co-requisites. It has nothing to do with the program there, that you must do this in the first semester. One good thing is it is up to you how you want to plan out your degree. We won't tell you what should be taken in the first semester, what you must take, except for the program prerequisites that we just discussed. But you can create your curriculum the way you want to. Now, we will definitely assist you with that if you have questions as to how should you schedule them, what should be the order, etc. And we can give you good guidance there. But we leave it to you and you decide. The maximum time that you have for this degree is 72 months. Now, for any residential program, a student needs to go in and start registering themselves. But one of the benefits of the online program is, number one, of course, it's all online. It's 100% online. You will not be required to come to campus. There may be some courses that might require you to go to a testing center near your place. So for example, we do have partnerships with a lot of different places that have testing centers like Prometric, ETS, etc. And let's say for a particular course, there are 2 exams in that semester, and the instructor might require you to go to a testing center to take it. They will give you the information, but that's the only time that you'll have to do this somewhere else. Now, if you're within the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there is, you can take the exam on campus as well in the testing center that we have on campus. But irrespective of where you are, there will always be some place close to you where you can go and take the test. But apart from that, everything else that you do will be online. Now, there are 2 modalities that you will experience here. One is completely online, which means everything is pre-recorded, ready for you, and these are professionally prepared videos that you'll be watching. Another is that some of the courses may have the ability to interact with the instructor directly during each of the classes. So what we do is rather than pre-recording those lectures, we do live lecturing at a given time, designated at a given time. However, let's say you don't have the ability to join the class live. That is not a problem. Irrespective of whether you join it live or not, the recording for each and every class will be provided. So you have the handle over your time. Now, even with courses which are 100% pre-recorded, there might be sessions that the instructor will organize where they will be available live for any kind of discussions, any kind of questions that you may have. Each course has a TA, so the instructor has additional support. And we tend to have our students kind of work with the rest of the class through online groups or something so that you don't feel that you're doing this by yourself. From a student life perspective, all our courses and all our career resources are events that are open to all types of students. You don't really have to be an on-campus student to really be part of all the events. So the only difference technically is the fact that you're doing all your classes completely online. And you may have heard me mention this before, but the degree that you get at the end of the program also doesn't say anywhere that you're online. It just says Masters of Science in Business Analytics. So with that, let me pass this on to Fatima to go ahead and talk a little bit about our courses that are available. and also demonstrate how exactly you can go and make the selection. It's a very straightforward and simple process. It's all done online, but Fatima, whenever you're ready, feel free to share your screen and tell us what do we have for summer and fall.
I am ready. Thank you, Professor Shekhar. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So I'm going to share my screen just a second. But before I do that, I'm going to explain the process. So regular Flex students, they enroll themselves in everything for the most part. Cohort, we do a concierge service, which means I will be handling the registration for all of you. We do have the online cohort classes guaranteed. So that means you don't have to wait list if the class is full or closed. Don't worry about that. I will get to you eventually. Don't panic. So we're going to start a new process this summer regarding the registration. And let me share my screen now. There it is. So you will receive a link from me, hopefully by early next week. And you will complete the information on the top. So you will have to enter your 10-digit ID number, student ID, your full name as it is listed in your Galaxy account, your student account. Make sure you use your UTD email address. Also your personal. You do not have to fill out the phone number, but it's up to you if you want to include it. And then you will see the courses that we have available for the summer semester. So this is registration first for summer, and you will choose which one you want to enroll in. For example, database foundations. If you want to only do one, that's fine. If you want to do two, that's fine as well. And then you have to sign with your mouse because we do have to have your registration in writing. It has to be official that it came from you. Enter the date and then submit. Once you hit submit, you will be redirected to the tuition payment questionnaire, which is something that all new students for the cohort program have to complete. And let me, I don't think the system will let me do that, but excuse me, this is what the tuition questionnaire will look like. And you have to basically sign, confirm that you agree to the tuition payment, that you will make whatever payments are due. If not, then we'll have a few problems. But we need to have that information as well from you. And I will make sure that all of you have all your documents in order and that you can register in the classes that you request. So I will be double checking that you have met all the prerequisites because even if I don't check it, the system will block me if you have not met the prereqs. That's how it works. And then for the fall semester, the system should be identical to this, except for the payment question. Do any of you have any questions?
So for the fall semester, you said that you'll be sending it out, you'll reach out like within the next week. Is that only for the summer semester or does that also apply for fall semester as well?
That's a good question. So we are starting with the summer semester. The cohort registration is a bit different than the regular Flex program. So for Flex, students can register at the same time for summer and fall. For the cohort, we have to wait. There's a period that we have to wait before we can start registering students for fall. And that will come later, hopefully in May.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because we are starting the fall semester on August 23rd, so we have time for that. And, irrespective of the fact that for the residential programs, this enrollment and all opens up, see, whatever courses we are offering, our online students are always guaranteed a seat in that. So if you're offering a course, whatever course, let's say a stats course or a database course or big data, if we have that on the roster for a semester, you will definitely get a seat in that. So you will never be at a disadvantage.
Okay, got it.
Another thing is, so I'm just, sorry, Fatima, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, make sure that if you have any questions about the registration process, if you have questions about how many courses to take, especially in the summer, reach out to me first. It's always better to have the information before we actually proceed with the registration. And one thing I also need to add, or we can talk about it later, it's about the calendar.
Yeah,
the academic
I was
calendar.
pulling that up, yes.
Okay. So we, in the cohort program, and I'm going to pull that up here, adhere to the dates, calendar, in the academic calendar. And if you click on down here, it's your semester summer, you will see when classes begin, the last day for regular registration, and let's say you want to change your mind, if you need to drop a class, swap, whatever it is, you can do it through June 8th. And always work with me, always communicate with me, because some of you have already been at UTD and you have worked maybe with the advising office. But for this program specifically, you will need to work with either myself or Professor Shekhar. But I will be the one doing the registration process.
So just one thing that I wanted to mention here. Can you go to the second? Oh, I'll share my screen. That's fine. I'll share my screen.
Okay, well, no, if it,
Oh, you got it? Okay. If you go to the second page, so if you can see the full term session, the registration payment deadline, which says May 19th, if you can highlight that. Yes, so we adhere to the calendar, even though the executive program, the online program, can have its own dates, and we generally, the other online programs, they do everything before the start of classes, but we still give you the same flexibility that an on-campus program has in terms of dates, so that there is no discrepancy, or you don't get confused as to what applies to you. So we simply go with that. You will see for every term what the deadline is, and then Fatima, if you can just scroll a little bit down again, and you see full. Okay, no, the dropping the courses. Yes. So this section talks about, what's the duration for you to drop your course and get your refunds, etc. We will simply follow these dates. Like for a full-term session, and all of you will be in a full-term session, if you drop out, well, that's when you get a refund. If you do 100%, if you are enrolled in at least one class, then you get 100% refund for whatever classes you're dropping. But a complete withdrawal, you see the next block where it talks about the 100%, 80%, 70%, 50%, 25% refund, all of that. So we'll be going with those dates. Now in our email, we'll specifically mention that to you for the summer and the fall semester, but just thought of letting you know that that's how we look at the dates. And one of the good things is that when a statement is issued to you for tuition payment, and if you want to get on a payment plan, you can work with our finance team, who will put you on a payment plan to help you with the kind of payments you can make. They can split it. Even I think they can go to a monthly payment if you need to do that. So those kind of flexibilities we do have with us. But we just wanted to make you aware of the dates that are out there, so that, and again, as I said, all of this will be shared. So don't worry if you haven't taken any notes. In fact, we will share this recording as well with you. But any questions that you may have at this time?
I will jump in and say that we were students once, and we know that sometimes the semesters are rough, and that you may need to drop a class, or that you struggle with the class because of your other responsibilities. Do not wait until the last minute to reach out, either to us, to the instructor, to the TAs in the class. Those would be your first points of contact. But then always reach out to us to see if we can help you in any way, but do not wait until the last minute.
Any other question that you may have? Here is the thing. So let me talk a little bit about the first semester courses. Our database foundation class is something that we teach you relational databases, and it goes from a pretty foundational level. But we also teach you NoSQL, unstructured databases and all. Stats requires some know-how of R, and we have a lot of resources that we have pulled together to help you in understanding what really is needed for stats. Now, all the online students will be put into a shell on e-learning, and again, as I said, all of this will be captured on the email that has some videos to get you started with the stats class. What we have seen is that some preparatory work will help you navigate the stats course better, and we will provide all that information to you. But it's like about 2 to 3 hours worth of videos that talks about certain foundational concepts that if you watch them before the actual semester, you will be better prepared. Knowledge of R is something that will help you during the advanced stats class. So whether you do it online yourself or you use one of the resources that we have in the program, it's up to you how you want to do it. We also have workshops that we conduct on a regular basis. So again, as I said, the boon of the pandemic has been that we have been able to now organize things in a hybrid fashion. So, well, you're more than welcome to come and attend things in person, but if you're not able to do that, we try to stream them online as much as we can, and in most of the cases we have been successful to do that. The only thing is sometimes the engagement with the hybrid event may be very different, but then we sometimes organize online only events so that you feel that okay, there's better connection with you as an audience. But all that will be there. We'll share some source resources, self-study resources to get you all started. But here is a tip. You don't have to do this by yourself. Of course, I would not say that for assignments and exams that you have to do by yourself. But anything that you're doing in your classes, you don't have to feel that you're the only one there. Sometimes just connecting with your peers or connecting with the professor appropriately at the right time, not too late, but within the, whenever you're facing issues, or using the TAs or the other on-campus resources that are available, that helps the journey better. But my recommendation would be, however you do this, if you can get a hold on the time as to how you're going to dedicate your time to this, I think that will be a game changer. Sometimes just better planning about how you're going to take classes, like whether you are better in the morning or late night or evening, or you want to split it over the week, or how you want to do it. I think having a set timetable can help you navigate this. But at the end of the day, I mean, you are the best judge of your capabilities and your comfort in this, and that's the way to do it. But just wanted to share a couple of things as to what we have seen help students and what has been their challenges. Questions? Any questions?
I will jump in again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that all of you are working adults, that you have your own life outside of school. So be mindful of the credit hours that you sign up for. I know that some students want to rush through the program to get it done quickly, but that's not advisable, especially in the summer semester that is shortened. It's only 11 weeks long. We would recommend maybe not more than 2 classes. 1 is always the safest, but 2 or 6 credit hours, it's what we would recommend in the summer. If you're working full time, that's also the load we would recommend during the fall and spring. We need to talk about the internship requirement.
Yes, thank you. So the program does require you to do an internship, but that doesn't mean that if you have a job, you have to leave the job and find an internship. The idea is that what you're learning in the program, you have a way to go and test it out somewhere. Now you can do that at your current job itself. You can come up with a special project between you and your manager, where it could be an exploratory project, it could be some kind of proof of concept, something that aligns with your organization, and you're able to use the skills that you're learning in the program at your organization. So kind of create a job description. Now it's not a job, but it's like what's the description of the project? What will you do in this project? And this is, as I said, between you and your manager or your supervisor. And once you send that to us and we know that, okay, this is related to your coursework, we approve it. You can take it up to 3 credits and be done with it. Now, let's say you don't want to do that. And the good thing about business analytics is that because of the nature of the program, you will have something related to analytics at most of the places. But let's say you don't want to do that at your work and you say that, okay, what's an alternative? We do have a course called the Practicum, which kind of brings together everything that you have done in the program, and through a project in which you work, you work on the project in groups, you can also demonstrate your capabilities that you have learned in the program. Most of the people try to go the special project route if they're working, but we have multiple ways through which that requirement can be met, and you can take up to 3 credits. You can take 0 credit also for that. 0 credit means that you just get credit for doing the work, but you can utilize your 3 credits for some other course. But if you say, no, I just want to be done with that, you can take 3 credits, which will come out of your electives bucket. So, Fatima, I think we covered everything, right? Yes. We talked about the enrollment. We talked about, yes, the program requirements and all. But folks, don't worry. If you have any questions, you can always send it to us and we'll be more than happy to take them. You're starting a new journey, and as Fatima mentioned, we have all at some point been first-time students. So, UTD is a good place, and I don't just say that as a program director, but I'm a UTD alum myself, and the fact that I saw a lot of value in this place kind of kept me here. And Fatima has been here me and Fatima actually came to UTD almost around the same time, so we've been here for about 7 years now.
Correct.
In different capacities. So it is from experience that we are speaking that this is a place of growth. And we are in a phenomenal place, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. There are tons of connections that we can help you make in this place, because at the end of the day, why are we getting this degree? To really augment our careers. And whatever it takes to do that, we will be a resource for you. So yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. If you don't, then whatever you're doing, have a great rest of your day, your evening, your weekend, and we will connect back with you soon. Once you get the emails about enrollment, please go ahead, do send us your enrollment options so that we can put you into the classes, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for all attending.
Yeah.
Feel free to reach out. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.